Okay, perfect. Candace, do you know if we're waiting for anyone else? Would be okay, perfect. I will share my screen real quick. Okay, I call this meeting into order at 5:32 p.m. I recognize that um, uh, Hidayah, Catherine, Mena, Millen, Nick, Samrat, Shubi, and Victoria, as well as our ex officio members, be Candace, Joshua, as well as our FYAs, Demetrius, and Dharma and Meghna are all present. Are there any motions on the floor to, or wait, let me land acknowledgement. Okay. Related to our value of inclusive excellence, we would like to acknowledge that UMBC is built on the native tribal lands of the indigenous Piscataway Coney tribes. We acknowledge the painful history of forced removal from this territory, honor their history as cultivators of this land, and respect the many diverse indigenous peoples still connected to this land on which we gather. Are there any motions to approve the agenda as it stands?
I move to approve the agenda.
Any seconds?
Second.
Any objections? Seeing no objections, under general consent, we have approved the agenda. Moving on to the meeting minutes from last meeting. Give me a sec. Okay. I'm just gonna scroll through real quick. If you want me to stop, let me know. And if there are any amendments, also let me know. Are there any motions on the floor?
I move to approve the minutes.
Any seconds? Any objections? Oh, oops, Ara. Yeah, okay. Didn't see that, but we will acknowledge that you're part of the meeting. Okay, perfect. If there are no objections, then seeing no objections, we approve the meeting minutes as it stands. Okay, moving on to the first new business item. So we have to have elections for the Senate Speaker. Now that both our Speaker and Assistant Speaker are no longer part of the Senate. That doesn't make no sense. Perfect. So starting off with any nominations for Senate Speaker.
I nominate Shubi for Senate Speaker.
Perfect. Shubi, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I accept.
Are there any other nominations? Last call for any other nominations? Perfect. Okay.
Mena.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I nominate Mena.
Is Mena here?
Sorry, I was praying.
No problem.
I do not accept. Thank you though.
Any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, then Shubi, could you go ahead and just quickly introduce yourself and why you want to be speaker?
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Shubi, and I go by she/her pronouns. And yeah, so I guess I'll just get into why I want to be speaker. But okay. So I basically joined SGA because I've always been this person who has big ideas, but sometimes gets stuck in the logistics. And so it was scary for me to pursue projects all the time because even in high school and even in the beginning of college, because I was really afraid of getting stuck. And then when I kind of jumped into the Menstrual Products Initiative my freshman year, I saw how it was structured And this year I've seen all of your initiatives and um, how much progress we've made based on, the structure that SGA has provided. And I learned how to jump these, administrative and bureaucratic hurdles, especially from Kai and Wendy my freshman year, and now Wendy and Reese, and B and Candace. And I actually remember in one of my one-on-ones with Wendy and Reese, I told them how like utterly confused I was. And without skipping a beat, they gave me like a list of people to reach out to, backups of people to reach out to. And they kept checking in on me as I was reaching out and doing the work. And so I mentioned all of them because they're the reason I was able to get as far in my initiative as I have. And, why I've been able to bring to life all the ideas that really scared me before. And so, although this is definitely an unexpected opportunity, I think that that in this position, I can grow to be the leaders that have helped me, and thankfully now support me. And so, because of our leadership before, the projects and ideas that were dawning before all seem doable, and they give me hope that I can do something really meaningful with my time here at UMBC. And so now that I know I can kind of do that with my own initiative and my own projects and ideas, I really want to share that and be that person for you and your projects and initiatives. And so I know that I'm a newbie, and is as scary as it sounds to you, it definitely sounds just as scary to me. Um, but I also think that being a newbie will be a strength for me, and for this position, because I think that I can get involved in all of your initiatives now and make sure that they're maintained as part of our school in the coming years when I'm still here and all of you are gone. um, and so, yeah, so I'm really excited to, build even more on our relationships. I think I've been really grateful to be able to get close to all of you this year for the semester, and I hope that we can learn even more from each other. And especially in this position, I will definitely be learning a lot from you. And so I hope that you can support me as your next speaker.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Are there any motions to enter a period of questioning?
Quick point of order. Can this be recorded? So, Candace, I don't know if you saw the chat messages. Are we in executive session now?
We don't have to be in executive session for this. We can
Midterm elections.
Okay. The part
I don't
that
know.
I mean, yeah, we can go into executive session, but we do not have to.
Okay, can we
So-
record this then?
Yeah. Are we not recording? Oh yeah, we should totally record this.
Yeah, no, this is being recorded, but I think it's a discussion that doesn't get recorded, right?
I don't think it is being recorded. It's not showing that it's being recorded.
It's
I don't
being
think
live
so
streamed.
either.
Oh, it's being live streamed?
It's on YouTube right now.
All right, so then it is being recorded on YouTube.
I can stop it when it comes to discussion time if that's what we have to do.
Okay.
Or if we want to keep it, that's also fine with me.
You all decide. It's up to you. You all would move yourselves into executive session.
Okay.
But this part, the questioning part can be, it's fine.
Okay, no problem. Are there any motions to move into a period of questioning?
I move to enter a period of questioning.
Any seconds?
Second.
Any objections? Hearing or seeing no objections, we move into a period of questioning. If you have any questions for Shubi, please just type me in the chat and I can call on you so you can ask her your question. I encourage you all to ask at least a few questions. Just go ahead, Nolan.
I loved your speech, Shubi. Do you have any ideas for team bonding for Senate? I know we were talking about that last semester, like coming together, doing a group initiative and stuff. So I was wondering if you had any ideas or wanted to expand on that.
I definitely want to continue our group initiatives. I think that with the group initiatives, I can kind of take lead and, work on the delegation of tasks for those initiatives. And definitely, I think dedicating Senate meeting time to these group initiatives would be a good idea. In terms of new ideas for Senate, I think that realistically, this semester will be very much a learning curve. So I want to, leave space to understand what it means to be a speaker and to get to know all of you. I think the biggest thing that I can do with this position and with this semester is to get to know all of your initiatives and to be more involved in them. So I definitely want to learn about what obstacles you're having and in our one-on-ones, understand how I can help you, how I can connect you. And in this way, I'll definitely be learning more about the campus and university connections as well. And yeah, so for team bonding, I think that dedicating time to our group initiatives will be the biggest thing. And the same things that we had before, where we have time in the beginning and end of Sunday to kind of reflect. And yeah, I think team bonding will also be kind of me bonding with each of you. So once I get to know, how you're doing and all the issues that you might be going through with your initiatives, it'll be kind of once I learn that I can understand how I can help you as a group to um, really make headway in all of your projects and goals. Does that answer your question?
Perfect. Ira, go ahead.
Shubi, so since I know you are a sophomore and you're kind of going through like the rough part with all your classes, how do you feel like you'll be able to balance being speaker and all your classes and just organizing your time? Like what qualities or skills do you have that you think will make you successful?
I think the biggest thing this semester is that I have a much lighter course load, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to spend more time on SGA. I was hoping to do it as a senator and I was on, my initiatives, but I think that it was definitely like a blessing in disguise that I did this in advance to maybe assume this position. Um, in terms of my time commitments, my only other largest time commitment other than classes is research. And research, just the nature of it is very much task oriented. It's not uh, timing, it's not like a strict timing wise. So, and I think that's very similar with SGA, where it's less about our every Monday meeting, but the tasks that we do at the end of the week. When you think about what you did for SGA, it's more about the tasks than the meetings and the times that we did it. So, I'm really grateful that my only other time commitment is very flexible. So yeah, so I think that with my lighter course load and with a kind of flexible nature of my other extracurriculars, I'll be able to handle the learning curve and being able to spend more time on SGA.
Thank you for answering.
And Hidaya's question, hi Shubi, how do you think you can contribute to SGA as speaker versus senator?
Okay, so that's a good question. And I definitely, this is one that I thought about when I was thinking of running. And I think, like I said before, the fact that um, I'm new scares me, but it's definitely, the biggest benefit to me being speaker as well is to get involved in all your initiatives now so that I can make sure that they are sustained and maintained. And also just, I definitely wanted to run next semester for speaker, and I think that this semester will be an amazing opportunity for me to learn from all of you, because all of you have a lot of expertise as being senators and in SGA in general, and so especially with like some of the seniors we have, taking this time to get to know you, your initiative, how you function as a senator, will definitely be helpful to me to see how I can support the new senators or um, new people in general that we get next semester. And so I think that kind of the learning on the job idea will be um, really helpful for when I want to, for the future of, SGA in general. versus as a senator, I would be kind of working on my own project. And yeah, for speaker, I would be able to contribute to everybody's initiative. So that's kind of the huge selling point for me as well.
Perfect. Joshua, go ahead.
Great, thank you. My question is about accountability. And I'm going to just say, for one, how do you define slash view accountability? I'm asking this question, just contextualize it. There have been some concerns about the activity of the Senate, and to put that in other words, more frankly, y'all not doing anything. And that's not coming from me, but coming from conversations that I had last semester. And so I just want to ask Shubi, how do you view accountability, and what do you see those accountability measures being within the Senate to make sure that senators are active in their shared governance committees, are dedicated and committed to their initiatives, and are really making sure that they are reaching out to students and representing students in different spaces?
I think that our structure from beforehand, when we have initiative updates every meeting, was definitely helpful. I think that accountability has to definitely come from me as a speaker, but also from all of us. So like when we are giving updates in person, being very engaged and uh, challenging each other. I think that it's a little bit daunting, and it's kind of scary to especially since a lot of us are friends, to keep each other accountable for making progress on our initiatives. And if we can use our meeting time to be as engaged as possible and challenge each other. So when you hear that somebody is not making too much progress, or that they are hitting lots of roadblocks, or that maybe it seems that they're just not as motivated as they were, to keep each other accountable for that. And so keep each other accountable, keep each other challenging each other to get our projects where we want them to be. And I think that one thing I'll definitely do is check in with all of you on a very regular basis, maybe more than our Monday meetings where it's kind of we're all listening to each other. But on an individual basis, I can keep each of you accountable in certain goals. And so our initiative trackers, I think, were a really amazing idea that wasn't followed through by a lot of us. And so I think that that's something that I can kind of crack down on, and even for our own kind of record for SGA, for the rest of SGA to understand what we're doing. Because a lot of us are doing a lot of work, and on a regular basis we are doing the work, but it's not showing maybe what we want it to. And it's important to understand that that work is still work, and it's good to record it and to show it to each other and to the rest of the school. And I also think that in terms of accountability, something that can be motivating is receiving attention, or receiving not praise, but recognition for the work that we do. And so so many initiatives. I know when I was thinking about joining SGA, Kai gave me an entire tour of the campus, and he told me like about all the different initiatives from SGA, and so many things on campus people don't know that SGA have done. And so maybe raising that recognition will definitely motivate us to work harder to get our initiative to show progress, rather than just have the work being done behind the scenes. So I hope that answers your question. I think it's half about accountability and half about being more motivated to see that change. And so it can definitely we can definitely work on it from both sides. Cool.
And Simret's question, do you have any ideas on how you can use your position as speaker to improve transparency between Senate and other branches?
Senate and other. I think that's a good question. So that would definitely be between speaker, assistant speaker, Shruti and Josh. Like I think I definitely will need your help to understand how all of our initiatives fit into the strategic plan as well. I think that when you're improving transparency, we can kind of understand how all the projects for a Senate, because we all have our own projects that are based on our unique interests, which is like the great part of the fact that we can all have our initiatives. And so making sure that each of our initiatives kind of line up with the strategic plan as well would be a good way of like kind of showing how the Senate is honoring the executive branches and the other branches work as well. So we're incorporating that by with the project with the work we're doing on our own projects, and so that can be one way to kind of improve transparency, but really integrate us more. But also, I think transparency also just has to do with me updating the rest of the. I think I'm kind of the connection to the rest of the SGA, so it would be on my part to communicate, our progress in every meeting. Definitely inviting other branches to our meetings too would be a great idea to have everybody be updated.
And I have a really quick question if no one else has one, but what does leadership look to you? Like, what does it look like to you in terms of what type of a leader are you, and how do you plan on like putting all the skills and experience you've learned in other positions you've had, other experiences in life you've had towards the specific position?
I think when I think of leader, I think I already mentioned this experience with Wendy and Reese, but I definitely think that it was really eye-opening to me that when they did lead our meetings, it was never really about having the power to do something, but I think their main goal was always to help us. And so after that one-on-one, I was so amazed that I entered the meeting utterly confused and left very much motivated to get to kind of also make them proud to see how their work can translate into my own project. So I think leadership is a lot of it is behind the scenes, is on an individual one-on-one basis, where I can use the experiences I've had on campus so far to help each one of you in your own initiatives. It's definitely my job um, to help you when you have a roadblock. And I think that that will definitely be my number one goal as your leader. Um, and and I think leadership is all about support. So so that will be my number one goal. Um,
Thank you. Are there any other questions? If there are no other questions on the floor, are there any motions to move into a period of discussion?
Sorry, I had one question. Can you hear me? I just when I asked my question in the chat, I stepped away. So I was wondering if you could summarize what you said about how you can contribute to SGA as a senator versus speaker.
Sure. So what I said was, as a senator, I would be mostly, working on my own initiative. But as speaker, I'd be able to contribute to each one of your initiatives and learn how they can be moved along, and how we can each make headway on our own projects. And I think what else did I say? I'm trying to think. Um, I think I also mentioned that I always plan to run for speaker in the next semesters, and so this semester, if I can use this opportunity to as speaker to learn as much as I can about each of your initiatives, but also just the work that you do. So as speaker, I'll be able to kind of build a stronger relationship with each of you, and honestly, in the least selfish way possible, learn and like absorb as much from you as possible, because I think a lot of you have a lot to for me to learn too, about what it means to be a leader, what it means to be speaker, what it means to be a senator. And I've been learning that this semester, but it'll definitely be helpful to do it on a one-on-one basis with you. And it'll give me like a good foundation for next semester, when I can kind of feel a little bit more confident about all of these these hurdles and obstacles for being a speaker, being your leader. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Perfect. Are there any motions on the floor, or if there are any other questions, feel free to write an X in the chat and I can call on you, but yeah.
I wish to enter a period of discussion.
Any seconds?
Second.
Any objections? Hearing or seeing no objections, we've entered a period of discussion. So again, just say me or X in the chat and I can call on y'all. Joshua, go ahead.
I wanted to give a replica speech of what I said when you all were first electing your Senate leadership at the earlier part of the fall semester. Speaker / assistant speaker, but now the speaker position is very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. I think that the Senate is important, honestly, one of the most important areas of SGA. But when you are a speaker, right, in the options, you have one, and I think that that's a great option for you. But I just wanted to contextualize it with also saying that the Speaker of the Senate sits on the University Steering Committee, right? The Speaker of the Senate sits within the Steering Committee of SGA and is responsible for organizing the shared governance arm of the organization, is responsible for organizing the more representative arm of SGA. And I think that that's something that needs to be taken extremely seriously. I think that Shubi is the person to take it seriously. But I also think your decision within that context and moving into the assistant speaker election with that same context, you all are doing important work that matters. And so taking that seriously is very important to me.
Any other thoughts? I would encourage y'all to have a little bit of a discussion or just voice like your thoughts of support if that's what you want to do, but have at least some sort of a discussion.
Personally, I think Shivi would be great for this position. I think she's very organized. I think she is, learns a lot. She's like a sponge. Like she absorbs what other people are doing, and she knows how to. She has like all these ideas for how to make things better. Yeah, I think also being, younger than most of us, I think she has like this great like unique thing that she can, lead while the rest of us are gone and be like that bridge for new people coming into SGA. And I think that this position as speaker also gives her a great foothold for like future positions she might be interested, whether that be vice president, president. But I think this really opens her up to all those opportunities, which I think is great for her.
I agree. Even though Shubi keeps saying that she's very young and new to SGA, I really think that she is a very seasoned candidate for this position. I can tell the work that she puts into her initiatives will translate really well into Speaker of the Senate, and I would personally love to work with her.
Are there any other thoughts? If not, then are there any motions to move into a period of voting?
A motion to move to voting.
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay, so because this has to be a secret ballot, I was just going to ask all the members of Senate to just privately DM me with their vote. Is that okay, Candace?
I have a form that we can use.
Oh, okay, perfect. If there's one that's perfect. Okay. Yeah, then just fill out the form that Candace can send, and we will tally up.
And then
So
you
this
and I
is
can
for
go in, yeah, and then you and I can go into a breakout room after and review it.
perfect. Okay. So this is for all the people sitting, yeah, as senators right now.
I think we're waiting on one more. Did everybody vote? I'm still missing one. Put an X in the chat if you voted. I know. I don't know. Cuba, you can vote. I'm sorry.
Girl, you can vote for yourself. Okay, Candace, I'm making the breakout session.